Hey, sweeties, I have a good one for you today. We are doing Vietnamese inspired fried chicken. We've got the fish sauce marinade. Oh, it's so darn good. It's crispy, it's crunchy, and we did a nice glaze with fish sauce and lime juice, and I use cane syrup. That is my special touch. Shouts out to Marion's Kitchen, a channel that I love. She does great recipes. She does a Vietnamese fried chicken on her channel, and she inspired me to try my own version. So let's get into it. But first, please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell. Now let's get into this Vietnamese inspired limey fish sauce fried chicken. Let's head to the pantry and grab some fish sauce. I've got a couple of kinds. I've got 3 crabs, and that's made with anchovy, salt, water, yeast extract, and fructose, some other additives. And then there's red boat, which is just straight up anchovies and salt. It comes highly recommended by my new nail tech who used to own a restaurant. Thanks, Mai. And also by cookbook author Andrea Nguyen. I took a class with her this summer, and she recommends red boat as well. Now let's season up our chicken. We've got some granulated garlic. We've got powdered ginger, a little lemon pepper. That's my spin on things. This is not an authentic recipe at all. This is just what I like to do in my own kitchen. We've got the fish sauce and some chicken bouillon powder. And this idea came from watching videos by Marion's Kitchen. She uses the chicken bouillon powder to season her chicken when she did some Vietnamese fried chicken wings. And I love this idea. So let's season that chicken first with the granulated garlic, the bouillon powder, the lemon pepper. Like I said, this is not an authentic Vietnamese recipe. This is sort of an amalgamation of ideas I got from, again, watching Marion's Kitchen, from talking to some Vietnamese cooks, and from a local restaurant called The Companion that has a delicious Vietnamese style fish sauce wings on their menu. Now that we've got our chicken seasoned up, we'll put it in a zip top bag and park it in the fridge for a couple of hours or overnight if you have time for that. Now let's head back to the pantry and get some cane syrup for our sauce. Now, I've got a couple of different kinds of cane syrup. This is Lyle's cane syrup that is out of the UK. Then Steen's cane syrup that is made in Louisiana. And then this is Poirier's. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying that wrong. Cane syrup. It's made by a small family-owned business in Louisiana. So we're going to use that today. And we're going to make a sort of faux fish sauce caramel using fish sauce, and then we're going to add in some cane syrup, about equal amounts. I'll put the recipe in the description box with all the amounts in it, and some fresh squeezed lime juice. This combination of flavors, it's mouth watering. We're going to put some chilies in there, and these are some peppers from my own garden. They're not super hot. These are called salsa peppers. So we're going to slice up a couple of these and toss them into our sauce and bring that up to a simmer, stir it around, and just be aware it bubbles up quite vigorously, and it burns easily. So let it simmer for just 2 minutes or so and then shut it off. We're going to be air frying one batch. I'm using my Ninja Foodi Grill XL, and instead of using the air crisp basket, I'm going to use this wire rack, which gives us more space to cook on. I'm also going to fry a batch traditionally on the stove. Now let's get our ingredients to coat our chicken with. We're going to use some cornstarch, some baking powder, not baking soda, and a little salt, and shake it all up in a zip top bag, and then we'll add in our marinated chicken. So cornstarch is going to be the main coating. Baking powder helps give it that nice crunchy texture, and just a teeny bit of salt, just about a teaspoon in there. Toss that all together to mix it well, and then we'll add in our chicken and shake that around. And now that our breading is well combined, we'll add our chicken parts into it and then shake that well to coat all of our chicken pieces in that cornstarch and baking powder salt mixture. And this is like an extra large zip top bag. I think it's a 2-gallon zip top bag. So I could fit all the pieces in at one time. And remember, we're doing a double batch. One batch for the air fryer and one batch for our stovetop fried. And just make sure it's nice and well coated, not a big clumpy coat. Shake off any excess. Let's heat up our air fryer. We're going to cook it, kind of do like a twice cooked kind of technique. We're going to start at a low temperature, 360, relatively low. And we're going to cook it on both sides until it's just done but lightly browned on the outside. So our air fryer is hot. It says add food, so that's what we're going to do. And make sure you leave a little space in between for that hot air to circulate so that it gets cooked, our chicken gets cooked evenly. Now we'll spray with a little bit of a neutral flavored oil. This is just a grapeseed oil in a spray bottle. And you see how we're getting a nice light coating. That's after about 15 minutes. We'll turn it around to make sure that it gets evenly cooked on both sides. And you can see there's still a bit of the cornstarch mixture visible there. So we'll spray the other side with oil, nice and evenly, to try to get any floury patches. Because if you see flour, then you're going to taste flour. Now we'll let this finish cooking for another few minutes, just to get cooked all the way through. Now, this chicken is cooked through, but it's not brown and crispy. So what I'm going to do, we'll flip it one more time, spritz it one more time, and then we're going to turn the temperature up. We're going to turn the temperature up to 400 degrees to cook it thoroughly on the outside to get it nice and crispy. Now, I'm trying to mimic that sort of twice cooked technique of cooking something at a low temperature and then finishing it at a higher temperature to get a nice crispy coating. Now let's move on to the batch that we're doing on the stovetop. I've got my vegetable oil hot on the stove, but it's not at a super high temperature. This is about 325 degrees. And we're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to cook it at this lower temperature and turn it over. You see it's getting golden, but not too dark. And then what we'll do is let it finish cooking and take it out, and then turn our temperature of our oil up. And then we'll fry the batch of chicken a second time. And that way we'll have a nice crispy coating. So we'll pull the chicken out, turn the heat up, and then put the chicken back in. And see, now we've got this nice deep golden color and crunchy texture. So we're trying to do that kind of twice cooked technique and get a nice crispy coating that'll stand up to the sauce that we're going to add later. So the chicken that was cooked in a pan, that is done. And now here's the chicken that was cooked in the air fryer. We'll pull that out, and that is done as well. The texture on the chicken that we air fried, the skin is the coating is a little different. It's not sort of as even as when you fry it on the stovetop, but it comes out really very well. Comes out crispy. Here, let's see if you can hear the sound of that chicken. Let's see. Hear that? Yeah, it's crispy. So now we're going to dunk both batches of chicken into that sauce that we made. And using the cane syrup, it's not traditional, but it gives us sort of that bittersweet kind of fish sauce caramel that I just love. I really hope that you try this. These flavors are amazing together. The fish sauce, the cane syrup, all of the seasonings that we put in. It is really spectacular. Look at that. Let's put some fresh cilantro over there, and I'm just going to pull a few leaves off and toss that in. We've got those chili peppers. These are not super hot, and they get a bit candied after simmering in that syrup of cane sugar, cane syrup, and fish sauce and lime juice. It's absolutely fantastic. If a little stem gets in there, That's perfectly fine because it adds a little texture. The stems really do taste good. If you want to put a little squeeze of fresh lime juice on it to brighten things up, I think that's a good idea. Now let's give it a taste. So remember, we cooked it two different ways. We marinated this chicken in the fish sauce and seasoning mixture, tossed it in cornstarch with baking powder. We air fried this batch starting at 360. And then when it was almost done, raising that temperature to 400. And I think that gives us a nice crispy crust. And then with the pan fried chicken, we fried it. We took it out and let it cool. And then we fried it again just for another 2 or 3 minutes to crisp the skin back up, because you want to have that nice crisp texture along with that syrupy glaze. So let's give each one a taste. Let me grab this. Let me show you this. Let me show you that. Isn't that pretty? Let's give that a taste. And this one is the pan fried one. Now, I don't know if you can hear that. That crispiness, that does come from that twice frying. It's the twice frying helps the chicken coating to stand up to that syrupy glaze. It's juicy. It's got that salt from the fish sauce. It's a nice pungent flavor. I love a strong fish sauce flavor. And it's not too hot. It's got a little bit of heat. If you don't want to eat the pepper itself, you don't have to, but the pepper simmering in that glaze gives the glaze a nice, heat to it, but not too darn hot. Am I going to be brave enough to eat this pepper? That's not too hot at all. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. There's a little kick in the back of the throat, but not too hot at all. Now this is the air fried batch. I'm going to try the thigh. Thigh is actually my favorite part. And you can see it's got a nice crackly coating on it. Let's give that a taste. It's great. It's moist. It's juicy. The flavor is the same. The coating does have a little bit of a different texture. This, the coating from the air fried chicken has a bit more of a, how should I say it? Not a smooth texture. The texture from the pan fried chicken is a bit smoother, and the texture from the air fried one is a little more like craggly, but both good textures. It's not grainy at all, nothing like that. But I mean, equally as good. I would take either of these versions any day. And I hope you try it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Shouts out to Marion's Kitchen for inspiring me to try a Vietnamese fried chicken, using some things that are in my pantry too, I love her idea of using that bouillon. She uses a different kind she uses a bouillon cube and crushes it up. I use the Knorr seasoning, Knorr bouillon that I keep in my pantry. I add to a lot of things, but I never thought to use it to just directly season the chicken. So that was a great idea. Also, another local restaurant that has a Vietnamese style chicken wing on their menu, The Companion. They really helped inspire this dish. And, I have to take it in my own direction with the lemon pepper and with that cane syrup. That's a real southern sweet with a little bit of bitter, very rich taste. I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and y'all have a delicious day.